Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Let me just thank all the shops that hosted us and allow us to record ranking video once again. And if you're interested in getting any Yugioh related products, never hesitate to visit their shops. You could also check for their FB pages and addresses in the description below. For other shops that is running Yugioh AE, that wish to get us to record your ranking videos too, please contact the email address or the FB page of the YouTube channel in the description below. A recap of what happening in October. Firstly, we have joined the second YOT of the year that was hosted in Indonesia. It is really a good experience overall, considering Indonesia is only hosting their first YOT. We are really looking forward to more events hosted by them in the future. Secondly, for the very first time, a new archetype from TCG, Mitsurugi, was released the same day in both OCG, AE and JP. It's a really big thing for us in AE due to the fact that all cards will be released later than OCG myth that we have been thinking of. It's really a big step for AE Yu-Gi-Oh for whatever is happening in October. Hopefully in future, AE will be getting better and better. Moving into the meta-analysis for October, before the release of CR09, the meta were mostly topped by VSK9 followed by Malice. For VSK9, simple fact is that they were all not affected by the ban list. An M-bot that could negate anything on the field and discarding cards from opponent hands has been proven to be reason for its success. For Malice, the fact that only Dormouse and Apollosa were hit, the consistency of Malice wasn't affected that much. Instead of making the Apollosa, they have now shifted to do Cyber's Wicked, which helped them with a more explosive board expanding. Other decks like Yami, Lunalai, Dracotail do top a bit here and there, but isn't topping as much as the top two decks above. After the release of CR09, Mitsurugi has joined into the scene. With the Raigeki effect of Murakumo, Mitsurugi has successfully proved their #1 spot in the meta scene in Malaysia for topping rankings. For the first time, a ritual monster, Habagiri, was released that actually is able to fetch for the ritual spell by itself in the hand. By having an effect to special summon and tribute a Mitsurugi monster, namely Saji, which can later on search for the ritual spell, has made this deck more deadly as compared to any other ritual decks that actually suffer from completing the ritual cards needed to summon them. On top of that, all these rituals, when tributed, could fetch for any Mitsurugi cards from deck and special summon themselves. Currently, the Rising Mitsurugi variant is more popular than other variants. The reason for the difference from OCG is the fact that 7 Takyun is still at 3 in AE. X is still the main reason for consistency in board breaking going second. For YOT, which was held after the release of CR09, 12 Malaysians have successfully climbed up to the top 64 in 473 participants. Also, the first place was won by our fellow Malaysia players, Harry, with his signature Malice deck. Kudos to all Malaysian players that have been making a part of this record. Upon glancing through the top list, a very interesting fact in that many players have already dropped Artifact Lancia, which was the key card to play against Malice. The fact that players should prepare differently for OCG and AE has once again become the questions of the day. Furthermore, of course, we will mention the new release of the SD, the Alba series. So actually, Brander's grind game can be hard for some decks to deal with if they are not able to finish them off in one turn, as their recursion is very consistent. Meta decks such as the Mitsurugi variants can no longer rely on just Murakumo to deal with full boards due to Brander opening in the graveyard. And also risky for them to just blow up the whole field, as Mirror Jade's graveyard effect will destroy your field as well, since it was sent to the graveyard because of opponent's card. Brander being a high ceiling deck is a good budget entry option for beginners that want to try their hands on a competent deck that has a clear strategy to win. to resolve render fusion. And more supports will be coming in future sets, which will push this deck to real meta contender, so it might be a good idea for players to buy your playset now. Oh yeah, and new cards provided more different ways to combo and interact with your opponent during their turn. And obviously we are talking about the Bestia set, especially new hand trap introduced to AE environment, and I guess many decks will be benefit, and the first one I can think of for sure is VSK9. Before that, they play with, for example, Mitsurugi. Maybe they have advantage if they have DD Crow, but now with this card, they are really having an advantage to playing Mitsurugi with the Bestia set and additional body, as well as able to search for Caesar. And most important, all this new Bestia set is Dark Attribute, which just fit into their engine. For coming month, November, the product that incoming is TFTV with a whopping 151 card set again. Some notable new sets that's coming are Tribrigade, Tomatica, Springans, and Ice Jade, and Sprite. As per data collected, among this list, everyone has been putting their eyes on Sprite. Sprite has seen their success in the past in OCG, due to the fact that the special summon of Sprite monsters doesn't trigger. This kind of summon method was later on seen in Ryzeo, which also made a success in the meta. So will Sprite actually make a comeback this time in AE? Let's find out together in the coming month. That's all for this month meta analysis. Until next time, I can do this, signing off.